Suffolk, and 45.51 for Peter Russell. It's an improvement by half a second, but leaves him third behind Justin Mears, looking for Monaco, and Peter Joy in Lotus Elite. Here's the Freddie Owen Special, Peter Newman driving it. And let's see what he did this morning. Peter Newman in that car. It's in the next class, in the Owen Jaguar, 58.76. Could be in class 13, 58.76. To beat pre-61 sports and sports racing cars over 2,200cc, sponsored by Guy Broad Parts. So this is Peter Newman, this unique concoction. Owen Jaguar. Freddie Owen worked for Handley Page in the war, and learned a lot about aircraft fuselage building with the company at Radlett, north of London. Long-time home with Grand Prix models. 172 is the very interesting BRM, not BRM as we know it. This is a Jaguar-powered tube frame chassis. Jonathan Cobb driving it, Fraser Nash Supersports racer of yore, and he's done a fine time of 47.18. So the BRM 47.18 makes a big improvement from 47.87, but he's going to stay fourth in class 13. Jonathan Cobb stays fourth then. Here's the glorious Ferrari. But on the hill, Malcolm Thorne, one of the quickest drivers this weekend in the Lotus Buick, a reconstruction essentially of the Dizzy Adicott car. He was a test pilot, Dizzy Adicott, and had John Dabbs install a lightweight aluminium Buick engine in his ex-works David Piper Lotus 15.
Malcolm's wearing a face mask complete with teeth that smile at you. We might not get a chance to see them, but he's baring his teeth, driving the Lotus up the hill.
Is that to get flies in it? Oh, clocks the little bollard there. And through the finish he goes. 43.76 from Malcolm Thorne. Not as quick as this morning by 4/10, but leads the class still. I wonder whether Tony Bianchi can find enough time in the Allard Farrelak. I rather suspect it's a tall order, although Tony will give it his best. Great aviator.
Pat Cooper in the Austin Healey 106, near the top of the hill.
Yep.
Highly developed 6-cylinder 3-litre Austin engine in the Healey.
Healey's Donald Healey in Warwick, wasn't he? Slightly propped bonnet on that.
46.25.
46.25 from Pat Cooper. That's third, and that is an improvement by 0.15 of a second. Leaves him third, ahead of Jonathan Cobb. Oliver Tomlin might have something to say about it in the Chapman Mercury 3. Meanwhile, Julian Gauche makes his way up. He's 11th at the moment on a 56.99 in the Jaguar C-Type.
He's sticking his tongue out at the same photographer. Must be a good mate of his. This is an early C-Type with the drum brakes. Such an elegant Malcolm Sayre designed body.
53.77 for Julian Gauche, which is a big improvement. Pretty much leaves him where he is. Here's Roland Deuce with the Aston Martin DB3S. It's like the cars that won the DB3S has won the 3 Goodwood 9-hour races against the faster Jags, but the Jags proved unreliable back then, which is most unusual. Funny that they could last 24 hours at Le Mans, but not 9 hours at Goodwood quite so well.
They experimented with things like fuel injection, didn't they? Yeah. Never really worked. Here's Tony Bianchi in the Farrelak, brutal Cadillac-powered Farrelak. Tony, a great pilot and developer of airplanes, particularly vintage airplanes.
Yep, it's like his father before him, Doug Bianchi, who was a great mate of Gabriel Voisin, the French motor manufacturer and stylist.
46.37.
46.37. Where does that put him? 46.37. Fractionally slow this morning, leaves him second.
Here's the New Zealand-built T. Perfect recreation of a D-Type Jaguar using lots of original parts. Absolutely exact replica, although I don't like the word replica for this car.
Evocation.
Evocation, exactly. Perfect.
3.4 litre Jaguar engine, good for 165 miles an hour. 49.32 for Chris Ball.
Here's the dinky little Lister with its Jaguar engine. Brian Lister made these cars in Cambridge, starting with MG engines, then fitted the Bristol engine, and finally the famous knobbly Lister Jaguar.
Chris Ball's up to 6th in class, having a bit of a battle with David Brazel in this wonderful ex-Works, ex-Mike Hawthorne, also a Jaguar Cross-scar, XKD 603, owned by Clive Beecham, who allows David Brazel to exercise it. And exercising it, he's doing very well. Great twitch past the Chateau. Twirling on the steering wheel to catch that pendulous tail with a beautiful, slightly offset tail fin. David Brazel up the final chute through the left, giving those bollards a nice wide berth. He'll scratch that paintwork, does he? And through he goes, way back.
Meanwhile, Oliver Tomlin in the Chapman Mercury. It's got a new engine producing roughly 400 horsepower, and Oliver, with a smile on his face, says it goes slower than ever, but I don't believe him.
The AC was second in class on the sprints here in 57 and 58. Chateau Impney with Jeff Wilson driving it.
Oliver nudges a bollard with no harm and records a 47.05.
47.05. Oliver Tomlin then a lot quicker than this morning, and it's put him up to 4th place ahead of Jonathan Cobb in the BRM Mark 1. Here's Psycho Sykes in the lovely Jaguar C-Type, the Kyriakos blue car, flag blue as they call it. Proprietor of TR Bits, for all your TR needs up in Cheshire.
Here's the bow tie Ferrari, the Ferrari with the short block Chevy, producing masses of power. Lots of these, well, half a dozen of these were built in the States when owners decided the Ferrari engine was too complicated.